Good afternoon, Central Florida. Here's what's happening in our community, brought to you by the expert injury attorneys at Todd Minor Law.
I'm Tammy Fields. Here are your top stories in weather in 90 seconds. Governor Ron DeSantis delivered his State of the State address today. He asked legislators for a nearly $100 billion budget, which includes proposals to give bonuses to first responders and teachers and cut the state gas tax. State Democrats blasted the governor's priorities as not doing enough for working Floridians burdened by high housing costs. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a 4-year-old girl. Deputies went to a Kissimmee resort for a welfare check. They found the girl dead at the scene, her mother unresponsive. No word yet on the girl's cause of death. Central Florida's largest hospital systems say they have about 1,500 patients hospitalized for COVID-19. The increase mirrors what's happening across the country as federal data shows COVID-19 hospitalizations are at an all-time high. Now a check of your weather with certified meteorologist Chris Gilson.
A cooler day out there, but temperatures still climbing back into lower 70s for many spots. We're in the upper 60s right now in Orlando after reaching 73, 67 in Sanford, lower 60s in Ocala, upper 60s there in Daytona Beach. Overnight, temperatures fall back into the 50s, 40s in Ocala, so it'll be another morning for the jackets by the afternoon. Not too bad, lighter winds and temperatures hovering in the low to middle 70s. We'll see these high temperatures closer to average, which is in the lower 70s, but there are more cold fronts ahead that will drop our temperatures and make for some chilly mornings in the coming days.
We have 60 days to work together to build upon our rock of freedom. Lost time is never found again, so seize the moment.
In his State of the State address, Governor Ron DeSantis proclaimed Florida to be the freest state in the country. He laid out his legislative proposals, calling on Florida lawmakers to act quickly. Let's get to Spectrum News 13's Curtis McLeod, who is live in Tallahassee with more.
From the start, Governor DeSantis laying out his ambitions, his wish list, if you will, to legislators, to lawmakers at the start of this legislative session. The governor talking a lot about education. Some of those things he brought up, want to run them down to you now. Replacing the FSA testing for students across the state. He also wants to give bonuses to public school teachers, and also he did mention banning critical race theory in public classrooms. Governor DeSantis also mentioned an election integrity initiative that would require more security at ballot drop boxes and create a new office to investigate voter fraud. He's also offering up a near $100 billion budget. This all includes increasing school funding and money to improve the environment. Now, I did speak with state lawmakers on both sides of the aisle about Governor DeSantis' address. Here's what they had to say.
I think the governor's, continues to stay on message, and I think the governor continues to stay focused on making sure Florida is the freest state in the country.
Governor DeSantis, his entire speech was just a presidential stump speech. He talked more about national issues than he really did about Florida issues, and at the same time, he totally ignored the housing crisis.
The housing crisis, affordable housing, of course, a big topic that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle were surprised that was missing from the governor's speech today. And I want to mention that the governor, of course, had a number of topics that he mentioned. Lawmakers also have a number of things that they want to see done during this legislative session. But there are two things that must happen before they leave Tallahassee. That's approving the budget, as well as, of course, this year, they have to redraw political lines, something that happens every 10 years. And of course, we'll be here for the rest of the week until Thursday and provide updates on what's happening here in the Capitol. Live in Tallahassee, Curtis McLeod, Spectrum News.
One of the first issues that the legislature will take up is abortion. Republican lawmakers filed a bill that would ban most abortions after 15 weeks. The bill is modeled after Mississippi's law, which is currently being tried in the Supreme Court. The governor says he welcomes the legislation. Florida Democrats have already announced their opposition to it. Florida Planned Parenthood called the bill wrong and cruel. Whether it's that topic or today's State of the State address, you can keep tabs on all of it with the Spectrum News app. Just click on the politics section. Download the app for free from the Apple app or Google Play Store. In other news now, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a 4-year-old girl. Yesterday, deputies responded to a suicide attempt call at the Star Island Resort on Avenue.